Culturati is a dynamic celebration of African heritage, creativity, and innovation. Now in its 18th edition, the festival has grown from a cultural event to more like a movement that champions African identity, fosters youth empowerment, and drives economic and creative growth. Joining me now from our Lagos studio, Adetola Bakinson, the CEO of Culturati. I'm delighted to have you join me on the show, Adetola. How are you feeling?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, you're welcome. Let's talk about Culturati. I mean, it's been such a journey. Talk to me about how it started and where it is now.
Like I always say to people, Culturati is a teenager. It's not a child anymore. And then we've really come very far, and every year we continue to surpass what we've done last year and the year before and subsequent years too. So this year, there's a lot for us to bring to the people coming to Culturati.
You know, I couldn't agree with you more. I think that there is a lot for people to see. To think about it, there's always been something for people to see. You know, being a teenager now, it's grown, but I really wanted you to narrow that into its influence. You know, the creative economy has seen significant growth over the last couple of years, with a lot more interest in not just the talent now, but in the results. How do we translate our intellectual property and our talents into something tangible? How would you say Culturati has been part of that evolution?
Okay, so I like what you said at the beginning, where you said that Culturati is not an event. It is a movement. It is an ongoing initiative that is continuously putting our cultural heritage out there. And for me, my proudest moment is the fact that we're very big on empowerment, youth empowerment, business empowerment. You know, all the things that we do is about social and economic impact in Lagos and Nigeria as well. I mean, I take, for instance, we're partnering with Nigeria Branchik and bringing about over 100 small to medium-sized businesses for exhibition so that they can have brand visibility, they can have sales, and they can connect. And you would agree with me that one of the biggest problems that you have as a small business is visibility, is networking, and is sales. And apart from that, you know, I have a popular saying where I say that education is the key to emancipation, and we are very big on literacy advocacy, where we're now starting a cultural library where we bring in the past and the present, fusing it together to give, you know, a better future in terms of culture. And I'll say something, I mean, for me, my pedigree is very important to me. And all of that is because of the storytelling and the preservation of culture that I've gotten from my grandmother and my mother, telling me where I come from, who I am. And those kind of things are the things that stops you from having identity crisis. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I like what you said about bringing the past and the future and merging it together, because it's important to know who we are. But I find that oftentimes what is available for people to find that as it pertains to culture and the creative space is in our music and in our films. But culture is a whole other ballgame entirely. When I think culture, I think of festivals. You know, when I think culture, I think of art as well. You know, when I think culture, believe it or not, I think history. So how would you say that how would you rate the awareness of that? You know, and the appreciation of it as well. Because as much as music is involved, culture is what tells us, oh, there are over 371 tribes in Nigeria, and you can actually look at each one for its distinct value. You know, culture is what tells us that, oh, every state has a plethora of festivals. Some people I've never heard of some of them, in fact. So that awareness of culture versus the conventional music, film, how would you rate the awareness and appreciation of that?
Well, fortunately, I'm from a tech background. So a lot of things that we've done here is data-driven. We using every data that we've gathered from the past up till now to optimize whatever it is that we are trying to do. So for me, this year is going to be very different. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. And I'll give, for example, we are giving the Freedom Park in Lagos an uplift. And that should be one of the biggest tourist attraction, honestly, because it used to sit as a prison during the colonial era. And for me, even before now, I knew about Freedom Park, but what I've gotten to learn about Freedom Park from the time that we started uplifting it is absolutely amazing. And now you wouldn't have Freedom Park just sitting there debased. You have Freedom Park actually telling the story of what had happened before and empowering young creative, upcoming creative to come and showcase their talent, going from fashion to music to poetry to art to woodwork, you know, all of those things.
Well, you know, I'm really looking forward to that, Adetola. I think it's really going to be interesting. So not letting anything out of the bag, how would you say, in a scale of 1 to 10, you're prepared for this year's event?
On the scale of 1 to 10, I believe that one of my biggest thing that people say about me is I'm a perfectionist. And I feel very honored to be the CEO of Culturati. I'm saying that on a scale of 1 to 10, you should be expecting 200%. We go big or we don't go at all.
Well, I cannot wait to see that. Adetola, thank you so much for joining me on the show. This has been a very enlightening conversation. Enjoy the rest of your day.